Hello everyone. Welcome to the second tutorial of our session 3. We are still discussing about formulating and clarifying the research. Right now, you would have given some thought to your research topic. Now let's discuss one of the most important and fundamental things in a research, that is getting your research question right. You'll see in this slide we have highlighted the word guide. In fact, the research question is the most important aspect of any research, or it is the start of any research. I'm sure you remember we discussed an example about staff turnover in our session 2, a slide called Role of Research. In that we saw how the business problem was converted to a research problem, and then the research problem was phrased as a research question. Getting the research question clear, it's very important, because with the research question you can determine what literature are you going to search, what is going to be your research design, whom are you going to collect data from, and what type of techniques are you going to collect data. It also helps you in determining how do you analyze your data. I think writing a research question takes a little while of getting used to. So let's look at how do we write or how do we draft a research question. Okay, let's look at some examples now. As you know, a research is an inquiry. That means we still don't know the answer or what we are looking for. Let's look at table 2.2. The first research idea. Somebody wants to analyze or somebody wants to understand the relationship between advertising and share prices. So, a question can be framed as, how does the running of a TV advertising campaign designed to boost the image of a company affects its share price? Now, when you look at this question, we don't know the answers that we will get. The research might suggest that there is a strong relationship between advertising and share prices. Or the research might suggest there is no relationship between advertising and share prices. Look at the second question. Job recruitment using the internet. The research question is, how effective is recruiting for new staff via the internet in comparison with traditional methods? So this researcher wants to find out, is the internet effective for job recruitment compared to traditional methods like newspaper advertising or magazine advertising or headhunters? Similarly, there are two more examples: the use of aromas as a marketing device and use of internet banking. You can click on this YouTube link and watch a tutorial on how to frame a research question further. But in summary, the research question should not be too long. It should not suggest a particular answer, or it should not be a leading question. And the third is, a research question should be an open question that lends itself to inquiry. So these are the characteristics of a good research question. Typically, students find it a little difficult at the beginning to come with a research question. So let's look at another example. This example is about the research area digitalization. So this student has chosen this area saying, I want to research around digitalization. Okay, what aspects of digitalization? So the sub area is digitalization on employee performance. Okay, now the student wants to explore what is the impact of digitalization on employee performance. So the research question can be, as we said, what is the impact of digitalization on employee performance? Now, when you look at this research question, we don't know what the answer will be. There might be a small impact of digitalization on employee performance, or there may be no impact on digitalization on employee performance, or there could be a massive significant impact on digitalization on employee performance, but we are yet to find out. There is also an interesting uh, section in your additional reading, a further tutorial how to write research questions, and I urge you to read that. Now when you look at this research question, the research question is always open and always ends with a question mark. Now let's look at, if this is the research question, how does the research title look like? Look at this title. Impact of digitalization on employee performance, a study at mass intimates among value stream member employees. Now the title is very clear. Title suggests that this researcher is going to study about the impact of digitalization on employee performance, and what we have underlined is the context. Where are we doing this study? It's done at mass intimates, not among all the employees, but value stream member employees. Now, if you have your research area, you may be able to look at what are the possible research questions and come with an option of a research question. I want to draw your attention to something very important now. If you look at the research question, impact of digitalization on employee performance. If you see, there are two concepts here. One concept is digitalization, the other concept is employee performance. I want to draw your attention more to this area in the next slide. It's very important to have theory in your research question. Look at these two research questions. Does employee satisfaction have a positive or negative impact on employee productivity? There is a second research question. Why are people active on Facebook at night? Both are good research questions, but we are doing a master's in project management, and this is the typical research project chapters: introduction, literature review, methodology, findings and analysis, conclusions and recommendations, all coming up to 15,000 words. But look at number 2, literature review. Which of these two research questions will help you to do a literature review better? If you take the first one, you can do the literature review around employee satisfaction and employee productivity. Both are well accepted management concepts. But if you take the second example, why are people active on Facebook at night? How do you do a literature review? Do you think people would have written scholarly articles about people, their activities on Facebook? Will there be theories? Will there be concepts? I'm sure you can find, but not as much as the first research question. Now, before we finish this tutorial, let's take a look at what theory is not and what theory is. Now, generally, if you take things like references, pure sets of data, list of variables, diagrams, hypotheses or predictions, these are not real theory. What we mean by theory is either grand theories, middle range theories, or substantive theories. Basically, what we talk about is we are going to test a particular theory or a set of concepts in your research question. So, remember one thing, it's very important to have some theory or some concepts in your research question. Once you have given it a couple of tries and got to a research question, try to underline what are the concepts or what are the theories that are included in the research question. Thereby, you will be able to see, have you missed any theory or concepts in your research question. So good luck. Try and come up with a few research questions, discuss it amongst your colleagues, and see how effective, how clear, how open your research question is.